wisdom with you through the use of Oracle and Tarot. I can't pick. We're going with both again this week because we have a full moon in Leo. Whoa, hey. And Leo is all about that fiery, passionate energy. In fact, this full moon brings a sense of lightness, even though it's felt heavy lately. This full moon in Leo on the 1st of February is sweeping through your energetic system and helping you lighten the load, burn the bullshit, clear away the clutter, and honestly, bringing a sense of lightheartedness into this moment where you really see those things that no longer align in your life. And you have the courage to say, I'm finally done with this cycle. I'm done repeating this loop and I'm ready for the new. So I'm excited to bring you your full moon in Leo message. But before I do, I just want to take a moment to check in with everyone, ground, see how you're doing. I know this week with so many planets changing, we've got a lot of planets in Aquarius right now, and we have major planets moving into a different sign, which in Aries, and Aries is all about that fiery, trailblazing leadership. So with the full moon in Leo and some of these big player planets moving into more fire signs, you can expect a lot of quick movement. So it's not going to be the slow, heavy, emotional full moon like we had with Cancer our last month full moon. This full moon is going to feel a lot more like, when I'm done, I'm done. You know, when you finally make that, I always say when a woman decides it's done, I feel like this is going to be that decision moment. So take a moment and let me know, how have you been on a scale of 1 to 10? Where have your emotions been this week? 10 being absolutely like calm, I'm so chilled, master of my emotions. 1 being like, I am crazy, chaotic, I'm ungrounded, I need some breath work. Where are you guys at? Let me know, drop it in the chat, say hello, and actually, where are you watching from? Let me know. Hi, everyone. Hi, Angela. Hi, Kim. So good to see everyone. Okay, so with that full moon in Leo in mind, I'm going to start with my tarot cards, pull some for us for the week, and then I'll pull one Shine from the Inside Oracle card to help give you an idea of what self-love and self-care ritual we can focus on this week. And last WooWoo Wednesday, actually last week we were in San Antonio and I was guiding a vision board experience for over 120 mural artists. It was absolutely so fun and so insane to be in a room with that many creatives. I've been hosting vision board workshops for over a decade, and I tell you what, this room was the room to create some of the most beautiful vision boards I have ever seen. Their artsy fartsiness and craftiness was just incredible to see their lettering come to life and even their big goals and dreams. In fact, I read Oracle cards as an activation for this event, and so many of the women that came up to the table, ooh, hello, there's our first card. So many of those women came up and pulled the same card, which was write down your goals and dream big, which seems appropriate for all of these creatives who have literally big mural dreams. Like they are painting on sides of buildings and doing pieces of artwork that, you know, not only do they take skill to just do it on a little piece of paper, but they're putting it on the side of a building. And I learned all the different tools that they use with projections and even like VR glasses to be able to do the work that they do. It's just so cool to get to learn about another niche and another craft and art form and all the nuances that go in it. I know, like 20 years as a hairstylist, I just saw a video. It was like, hairstylist job is easy. And then it like flashed through all the chemistry, the math, the angles, everything that we go through, color theory. And it made me realize like, actually there's a lot of knowledge that goes into these crafts. And so it was cool to get to plug into another community and learn their craft. Okay, our second card for the week. And we're just looking for one more card. See what comes up for us this full moon and Leo. Okay, the other fun, exciting announcement, here we go, is that next month, Shine Tribe Sisterhood turns 10 years old. I cannot believe it, but 10 years ago, working behind the chair, I started to hear the same message again and again. I feel alone, like nobody gets me. And so I started to do something about it. And every full moon and new moon, I brought women together for these goddess gathering circles. And that's honestly how the Shine Tribe Sisterhood was born. I started the Facebook group and started doing these events to bring people in person. So I cannot believe it. 10 years later, we are still going strong with women from all over the globe. We have over 10,000 women in the Facebook group that have joined us. We have over 20,000 people on the email list. It's insane how this community has continued to grow. So I thought I have to do something to celebrate this milestone. Not only is it 10 years with the Shine Tribe, but I just posted our February, it hasn't launched yet, but Chris and I have been working on our training inside the Elevated Life Club, where we teach every single month live coaching and hypnosis. And we just created our 100th module. So we've had 100 masterclasses inside the Elevated Life Club in the last 8 years. And here we are celebrating 10 years with the Shine Tribe Sisterhood. So many big milestones are happening for us, inside the Elevated Life and the Shine Tribe Sisterhood. So I decided it's time to celebrate. So on 2/22, which also happens to be the very first date Chris and I ever hosted our goddess retreat and couples retreat in Florida. So all of these like dates and milestones really are so synchronistic and so important. And twos are all about partnership. So I figured it's the week before our actual 10-year anniversary in the Shine Tribe Sisterhood. So mark your calendar for Sunday, 2/22. We're throwing a free virtual party because we know not everyone can make it to our in-person events or our goddess retreats all over the globe. But this is how we can all connect, whether you're in Italy or you're out of town or whatever the case may be, and you just can't make it to summer solstice or any of the events that we throw every year, then this is your way to party with us. So send me a DM if you haven't gotten it already. I'll be sending out an email. I've been teasing it soon a little bit on my email list. I have a couple places posted on Instagram bio and in the Facebook group. We've created an event. So if you haven't already RSVP'd, it's totally free. It's a 3-hour event. We're going to be doing giveaways, burn the bullshit, vision boarding. We're going to have guest teachers in there, coaching. It's going to be so much fun. Connection, sisterhood. We're going to party like it's 2026, y'all. So I just wanted to share that quick announcement before we dive into today's reading. You know, last time I was on here, I shared a little bit about this idea of spirit says, and it was so beautiful to see what naturally came through and share some of these stories. And so I was talking with my team on how do we actually make this happen and present this. And so we've really talked about what the little nuances it's going to take to make sure the audio is good, the video is good. So I just want to say thank you so much for all of the amazing feedback and the comments that you guys shared about all the stories that I shared about my psychic abilities and things like that. But I want to bring it back. I want to go back to the very beginning, not when I was a kid and I heard things or knew things, but the moment that I really became aware that something was actually going on. After we had our near-death experience, which is a whole story in and of itself, where my intuition started talking to me, there was a very particular moment that I feel called to share today. And that was when I went into a sensory deprivation tank. If you've ever been into those float tanks, it's the one time where your body is not affected by gravity, whether you're other than the womb or in outer space. And so it allows part of your hemisphere in your brain that's usually operating with gravity to actually open up and fully focus so that you can receive more information. This was before I was trying to be a medium. I don't even know, I might've been reading tarot at the time. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember, but I got into the sensory deprivation tank. It was the first time I ever did it. And I heard my biological father's voice speak to me. And he did not raise me growing up. I knew him through letters that he wrote me from jail. And there were occasional times where I did go and visit him. There was a short period of time in my teens where he lived next door to us. So I've gotten to spend a little bit of time with him. Well, in this float tank, my father, who passed away in 2008, said one thing to me that totally changed the trajectory of my life and I guess like who I am as a freaking soul, because I didn't plan on being a psychic medium or anything like that. But when I was in this float tank, my biological dad said to me, "Hey, baby girl, I had to pass in the physical world to guide you from the spiritual world." And that was it. That's all he said. And that was enough to be like, I'm looking around the tank. You can't see anything. It's pitch black. I'm like, is he in here? Like, how did I just hear his voice? It was like he called me collect from jail and I heard him clear as day. And it's true. He didn't guide me in the physical world at all. So I thought, okay, I'll give you the opportunity and see what happens. And when I walked out of the tank and into the owner, he said, "How was it?" And I said, "Well, I just talked to my dad and he's dead." And he said, "Well, a lot of mediums do come and float because it allows them to relax so much that they can receive more information." And I just was like, okay, well, that was cool. Peace out. Bye, Ray. And it was not long after that a friend of ours, when we were competing at CrossFit, said to Chris and I, hey, Britt, I really think you should watch the show Long Island Medium. And he knows I don't really watch TV. And I thought, well, that's kind of a strange comment coming from this Christian guy who doesn't seem to be into psychics at all. So I paid attention and I put on the show and we watched one episode, and about halfway through I'm crying my eyes out and Chris looks over at me and he goes, babe, we should turn this off. Why you're crying? I was like, I want to do this for people. And that's all I said, just tears streaming down my face. And I don't even know who said it, to be honest, at that time, but he kind of looked at me. He's like, do what? I was like, this, I want to help people. Like I want to give them this peace and this hope. And at that time I had just lost my biological father and nobody else that was close to me. So I didn't even really know that sense of loss or grief that I would soon be met with not long after that. So it was really interesting how the epiphany, that a moment of awareness of like, oh my gosh, I'm being spoken to and I should pay attention, happened when I was in a deep relaxed state, which is why we teach hypnosis and breathwork and meditation and yoga inside the Elevated Life Club, our monthly coaching community. It's so important to our ability to connect with ourselves, to listen to our intuition, to gain that instant clarity on what your next step is in life, or even to speak to past loved ones. If that wasn't my goal, but that's what happened. So I just want to kind of bring it back to the beginning and share just a quick story of like, how did this even happen? A lot of people ask me like, how did you know? Or how did you become psychic? And every time I joke without joking on a podcast, I say, oh, trauma. Trauma is why I became psychic, which is absolutely true. But some of the beginning moments for me unlocking this gift and wanting to develop it even further came in moments that I least expected or that I wasn't even asking for, that I knew of. So I thought I would take it back to the beginning, share the first time my biological father spoke to me from the other side. And it's been quite the journey since. In fact, on the next one, I'll share the last time I got to speak with him from the other side. And then he had to incarnate to the next lifetime, which if you would have asked me that 15 years ago, I'd have been like, you're crazy, babe. Like, what are you talking about? But it is what it is. And I can't wait to share that story with you. So I'm going to see what came up for this full moon in Leo. I hope that you've enjoyed some of these Spirit Says stories that we've been sharing here on WooWoo Wednesday. Now, the first card for the full moon in Leo is the Four of Cups. This is all about getting quiet, meditating. You're missing the intuitive guidance and information that's coming through. So I find this to be interesting after what we just talked about, how we teach yoga and breathwork and meditation all in the Elevated Life Club so that you can relax your mind and actually hear the intuitive guidance and information that's coming through. So this Four of Cups is definitely a reminder to rest, to slow down, which is exactly the card I pulled from the Oracle as a daily card pull for us yesterday. I woke up crying yesterday. The emotions were wild. It felt heavy coming off my lady time. So it was just a moment yesterday. So I pulled some cards for us, and slow down and rest. You need it was the message that came up. So to see that Four of Cups being offered to you now is an invitation to slow down and to listen. If you're looking for more clarity, stop looking outside of yourself, get quiet inside and let your heart speak. That's the whole point of this full moon in Leo, is to allow your heart actually space to speak by asking, what does my soul need me to know now? Or what do I need to hear today? That's always the question I ask before I pull any cards in the morning for myself. All right, next card is the Knight of Wands. This came up in a reading I did for a business owner yesterday, and it's all about finding your passion, about finding that thing that lights you up so that you can continue to use that energy through the parts where you feel like burnout could happen, or you feel like giving up, or self-doubt, or your worthiness come into question. You're going to have a fire lit within you so vibrantly that is what keeps you and carries you forward during those down times. So seeing these together, the Four of Cups and the Knight of Wands, this is showing me that it's time to just take a moment to slow down, to recuperate, to regenerate your energy, because you're going to be needing a big gust of that motivational movement into the next direction. So let's see what the last card is for this full moon. Oh my God. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck, because when I teach in Tarot 101 on how I use the tarot intuitively, one of the things I teach you is picking an indicator card, a card out of the whole deck that represents your energy. So that, and it's funny because if I were to pick an indicator card on who I am today, I think I would pick the Star or the Empress. I don't think I would pick this card today. So it's interesting where you're at in your journey. I mean, this was over 13 years ago. So it's interesting to see how things evolve and change. But when I originally started reading tarot, my indicator card, the card that represents my energy, was the Queen of Wands. This is the inspirational leader, the visionary, the magic maker, the one who's into the occult. She has a little black cat sitting next to her in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And it just resonated so much because I had Noodles at the time, and he was my little magic kitty who helped me in all of my rituals and all the things. So this card comes up as creativity. Hold on, y'all. I got a little tickle. What a tease. Don't you hate when that happens? Like, you know, you need to sneeze and it is, whew. Anyway, we've got two sets of wands. So air energy. And seeing these together is saying it is time for you to get clear on the vision that you have for your life so that you can continue to be an advocate, to fight for it, to stand up for what you believe in, and to continue that forward momentum and action, all while making sure you rest in between. When you don't know the next step, that's Spirit's way of saying, slow down, rest, let me recharge you and renew you so that you have not only the vitality to move forward on this next chapter, but now you have the clarity because you've integrated the lessons learned from the steps that you took. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't need to worry about step 75 at the top of the mountain. You just need to get through 1 through 3. And once you get through 1 through 3, you look back, you integrate, you're like, okay, I acclimated to the elevation. I see that there is new terrain. Now I have a better vantage point of where I've come from. Now I can see closer to that step 75 I'm going to have to get to, but I'm not quite there yet. So it's about integrating this information. And when I see this week's reading on the full moon in Leo, it is about coming into that passion and into that vibrancy, but you have to take time to actually rest, recharge, and get clear on what that is. So I'm curious to see what self-love ritual we're being called to practice this full moon in Leo. Let's just take a moment with my Shine from the Inside Oracle and let me know okay, so I have a free journaling guide called Discover Your Passion, because I'm a 20-degree Libra, and 20 in astrology is like the ultimate passion, the 2 and the 0. It's like extra passionate. And so for me as a Libra, I thought, I've always lived my passion, and me particularly. I've always done the thing I love. I didn't go to college because I didn't have a passion for that. I wanted to do hair. I've always followed like my own drumbeat, if you will. And so for years, in the salon, I didn't want to talk about drama. I didn't want to talk about negativity. So I started asking the question, what are you passionate about? And sadly enough, 99% of the women pop back so quickly. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I've been momming it, or I've been working so hard. I'm burnt out. I don't even know what I'm passionate about. And so that really hit a chord with me because I've only operated on that 7 or above, like do your passion, don't do anything else. And so that was really confusing for me. And so I started looking back into my own life to recognize, like, I have taken very courageous risks in only following the thing that lights me up and brings me joy. It's made people think that I was absolutely nuts and off my rocker, but it's also the thing that helped me build my 6- and 7-figure empire, because I've continued to do the thing that I love, that lights me up specifically, which is why you've seen me pivot over the years from doing hair to coaching and hosting retreats to reading oracle cards and talking to your past loved ones. I'm continuing to evolve with the thing that lights me up and the things that bring me joy in this moment, not what did it 20 years ago. Chris just keeps making the cut. 20 years, y'all, this year. Talk about all the celebrations we mentioned earlier. 10 years in the Shine Tribe. We've our 100th module inside the Elevated Life Club. I mean, so many cool milestones, but the one I think I'm most proud of is 20 years with Chris Carmichael. So very excited for this year ahead. But I share all of that because I have a free guide that goes through 20 different questions on how to discover what you're passionate about. What is that soul mission, that purpose that you came here for? And if you're someone who struggles with discovering like that clarity on the next chapter, then I highly recommend getting quiet. That's that 4 of Cups, getting quiet, going inward and asking, what am I passionate about? What lights me up? And if you need some extra guidance on how to get there or how to discover what your passion is, just DM me or comment the word passion, and I will absolutely send you that guide totally free. And it's exactly what I use when I feel stuck, when I'm feeling burnt out in my energy. So if you need help discovering, just DM me passion and I got you. I'm a Virgo and I am all about this. Hello, Cindy. So good to see you. Another hairstylist in the house. Okay. We've got our self-love message for this full moon in Leo. Ooh, wouldn't that be any more fitting? Awaken your authentic self and be true to you. This is giving full Leo vibes. This is about taking center stage of your life and knowing that you are the leader, you are the star, and it is time for you to shine. And the way that you do that is by eliminating the people pleasing, taking off the masks, letting go of the perfectionism, and fully embracing all parts of you, shadows and sparkle and all. So awaken your authentic self. So what does that mean? What am I passionate about? What brings me joy? What makes me uniquely me? For me, that authentic self, 20 years I've had pink hair. That's something that, and hey, she's got pink hair in here. So for me, that is something that is super authentic to me. It's something that brings me joy. It lights me up. And it's something that stayed true for the last 22 years, if I really want to tell you how old I am, when I left high school. So this is interesting because this is saying it's time to just put an end to the people pleasing. It's time to finally stop pretending that you're not confident or that you're not meant for more or meant to do this incredible thing in your life. Awaken your authentic self and be true to you. So what's one thing you could do that would make you more authentically you this week? Is that putting on a bold colored lipstick? Is that saying no when you normally say yes out of guilt? Is that listening to the type of music you want to listen to and not because your kids just want to listen to Taylor Swift? Maybe Taylor Swift is what you want to listen to. I don't know. I'm just giving you guys random examples. So what is something you could do this week to be more authentic to you? Something that you've been holding yourself back from. Like maybe you're ready to put the sparkles on your face or wear the crazy eyeshadow. I'm thinking of like kind of surface level energy around being authentic, but it just gives you an idea on where to jump off of. Like, where have I been holding myself back? Where can I be more like me? Maybe you're actually really funny, but you hold back your jokes because you don't think people will take you serious at work. But in fact, the jokes might be the thing that gets people through the job that would make it feel better for everyone. So where could you be more authentically you? Oh, hi, Miss Jody. It's so good to see you. Oh, I love seeing all my friends here. It's so good. Okay, so let's recap. This full moon in Leo is definitely asking you to get quiet, to get clear, and show the fuck up. So 4 of Cups, take time to meditate, to slow down, to rest, to recharge, because you're being asked to step into that passion with full force, full excitement, and absolute joy for the work that you're doing in the world, and stepping into that leadership role as a visionary, as someone who is inspirational, as someone who's like, oh my gosh, that she knows what she wants to do with her life. That is what the Queen of Wands represents. She's that person that knows what she wants and goes out there and gets it. So go out there and get it. And then awaken yourself. Awaken your authentic self and be true to you, as a reminder that only you can be you. No one came here to do you but you. And so this is your job to really step into and embody. And it starts with, it's what I teach in Shine School. It starts with embracing those shadows instead of rejecting or pushing parts of yourself away that maybe you don't love or you didn't like or haven't been accepted. This is that invitation for you, full moon in Leo, bright shining reflection, to say, I take responsibility. I see how I showed up in this, or my lack of action in this, and now I'm going to do something to change it. And when we come from that place of authentic passion, you can't help but light up and be that shining example, the visionary, the leader for other people to be inspired by. So if you think about the word inspiration, it means spirit within, even enthusiasm, right? These are Latin words that bring that word spirit. So it is all about activating your inner sparkle magic, your soul, really getting back in touch with the thing that you love. Because when you love what you do, you shine so bright, and that inspires other people to do the same in their life. Boom. Okay, this has been such a fun Woo Woo Wednesday. I wanted to go outside with all the snow, but it's like melting everywhere like crazy. So just not possible with all this tech and camera stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, mark your calendars for 2/22. We're doing a free virtual event, 10-year anniversary for Shine Tribe Sisterhood. I cannot believe we have been rocking it for a whole decade, but I am so grateful for the love, the support. Shine School, the Shine Tribe started Shine School. It started the Shine from the Inside Oracle. You guys see my theme here? It's all about shining. So had it not been for this community and you asking me, how do I love myself? How do I reclaim my confidence? How do I find my soul mission and purpose and manifest my dream life? Had you not asked me these questions, had you not asked me to read you a tarot card or pull a card for you, I would not be here on WooWoo Wednesday. I wouldn't have created the Shine from the Inside Oracle that are all the lessons that I teach you in my online program, Shine School. I wouldn't have created the Elevated Life where Chris and I teach and show up on the podcast and live every single week. Like, oh my gosh, none of this would have happened had it not been for you, for the community, showing up, sitting here on the other side of the screen, day in and day out, supporting each other. Summer solstice wouldn't have happened. Goddess gatherings wouldn't happen. Goddess retreats that have grown into these 7-day luxury experiences would not have happened without you. So thank you so much for all the love, the magic. You'll be hearing me talk all about this 10-year anniversary party coming up on 2/22. It is completely free and virtual, so all of our sisters across the globe can join us. So be sure to send me a DM. Send me the word passion if you want the PDF for your journaling guides to discover your passion. And send me the word party if you need the link to be able to hang out with us virtually and celebrate 10 years of sisterhood. This has been so much fun getting to share more stories, my Spirit Says segment. And as I mentioned, I mentioned last time that I'd be doing some live card pulls. So I think we still have just a little bit more time. Oh, thank you so much. I love all the hairstylists in the house today. So good. So as I mentioned, we would be pulling one person on for a reading at the end of WooWoo Wednesday. I want to remember that we're building new routines here. So you guys got to keep me accountable. So if you want to be read for WooWoo Wednesday, I see you already in here, Cindy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pop you on. I'm going to do a personal one-on-one reading. But if you aren't chosen, make sure that you pay attention because these messages that come through are always meant for everyone. Okay, we're going to bring you in. If you're still here, sister, my Virgo hair sister. All right. Maybe she's gone. Oh, hold on. I didn't click accept. That's my bad. Hello, hello. Okay. All right. Maybe there she is. Hi.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Who knew this was going to happen today? Oh my God.
Well, today is your day for some sparkle magic. So I'm going to pull, I'm going to pull a card from the Shine from the Inside Oracle with a message around self-love for you. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready. Yes,
awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. I love that we have so many hairdressers on the feed today because that's been my 20-year passion, being able to support women and make them feel and look beautiful. And I know that you do that work because that's how you want to make other women feel too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
All right, sister. Well, let's see what your self-love here we go. Self-love messages. Well, you got 3 cards. Okay. So we've got a powerful message for you. Interesting because we even pulled the same message from today's reading. So the first one that comes up with you is align your actions with your intentions. So very similar to what we talked about with that 4 of Cups. It's about getting clear on what is it that you actually want. Slowing down enough to make sure that, am I just running my wheels because I feel like I need to be doing something or I'm lazy, or are you actually needing rest so that you can gain the clarity and the information before moving forward? The next card that came up for you is awaken your authentic self, be true to you, which is interesting because that's exactly what we pulled today. So it's about no more people pleasing, no more masks, just fully stepping into the full embodiment of who you are. And then the last card that came up for you, babe, is breathe in bliss, exhale bullshit. So this is saying that maybe these changes of you shifting directions or asking for a bigger dream to come true or aligning your goals is overwhelming and can cause a little chaos. And that feels like heavy. So it's important for you during the time of change while you're aligning to the things that bring you joy and being your most authentic self. It's important that you have some kind of practice of peace so that you can actually let go of any negativity or bullshit that arises, or even your own mental stories of like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know. Have you been thinking about making changes or aligning into a new direction?
There's some things, once spring comes, I have my passion when you're talking about passions. Mm-hmm. So my passion is environmental stuff. So I want to talk about some local stuff. So I have a passion for trees.
Oh, I love that.
And also our overabundance of trash on the side of the road. In our area.
We must be cut from the same cloth, because trees are like my biological dad, who I was mentioning earlier. He had a company called Brittney's Tree Service. So he used to cut trees, and I would we had a willow tree between my house and his house because he lived next door for us for a while. And I'm obsessed with trees, being in the trees, talking to the trees.
Yes.
Like, even when we went to Rhode Island, Chris, my husband, asked, like, what was your favorite part of the experience? I was like, oh, the trees. I'm like crying like a baby. And then the other thing is, every Earth Day, or just whenever I'm sick of seeing it, I will stop and pick up the trash out of the ponds, out of the like water sources around here, just like even in the neighborhood. I've even done that since I was a kid. I would collect the aluminum beer cans from our trailer park, and I would turn them into cash at 6 years old, because I wanted to save the planet, but also make a little jingle.
Exactly. I did the same thing.
How funny. Well, I just love that light and magic that you exude. And what I'm seeing from this is an important reminder that you get to decide where you want to go with your life and the direction that you want to do. You also are in control of how you show up, and who cares about what other people think of you. And then finally, breathe in bliss, exhale bullshit, just water off a duck's back. The brighter you shine, the more you start to irritate people, because your light is a reflection to them. You know what I mean? So as you shine brighter and get clearer on like what it is you want to do and showing up fully, just make sure that you have that practice to just exhale all the bullshit.
Yes, I love it. Yes, it speaks very loudly.
Perfect. Yes. Any other questions or thoughts on this?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm getting ready to get out of this hibernation soon, and I have plans of, just getting my voice out there, because I have a lot to say. If you look on my page, you'll see some stuff. And, I kind of ventured out last year, but I want to do a little bit more, besides just put hair stuff up. I also want to get that out there. And because it is a passion for me, so that's definitely very true what you said.
Oh, well, I love that so much. In fact, it would be really cool, Cindy, to see you create like a cleanup crew, or like some kind of experience or event where you offer like salon services or products in exchange for like the community comes together and we do like a cleanup of this area. Or, you could instead of just doing it on your own, I feel like you could also involve your salon family and the community.
Yes, I could do that. Yes. Yeah. That's definitely, I like that idea. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Just getting that confidence, it's taken a while to get here, but, I am older, and I understand that, I don't have so many more years left while I'm here. So why not, make a difference while I'm here? Yeah.
Sparkle magic to that. That is it. We are not promised tomorrow. We only have so much time. So we've got to get to the getting. We got to do the good stuff,
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So that's how I feel.
All right, sister. So well, awesome. My first rule in coaching is always buy win. So pick a date, buy win. You're going to do this event. You're going to bring people together. You're going to share your voice. And I can't wait to see more magic from you this year, babe.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I saw you live today. And I had